Hello, this is Deborah Fitzgerald, and I'm Paul Fitzgerald, and we're here to give you a little short introduction to the tales of Bart and Bliss. So if we're Paul and Deborah, who is Bart and Bliss? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. When Deborah and I met about 10 years ago, we started dreaming up what we were going to do with the rest of our life. And we thought we would like to, when we get to our retirement, do some traveling in an RV. And we weren't sure what that meant exactly, but that was the dream that we started percolating over the last 10 years. And maybe about 5 years ago, we started zeroing in on when our retirement might happen. And we said, sometime around 2023, we might get to the point where we can contemplate retiring. And maybe about then we might buy an RV and start testing it out and doing some traveling. And then if we really like it, we might go full time. Who knows? But neither one of us, we've both done camping, car camping, tent camping, backpacking, canoeing, kayaking, all that kind of stuff. Deborah had a little small travel trailer when we met that we used a few times, but we've never done any real RV type traveling. So this is kind of a new thing for us. So then the pandemic came and the RV market went crazy. And we said, what are we going to do? Delay, our big RV adventure, or are we going to recast that somehow? We didn't know. And so we, made it through 2 years of the pandemic, just like all the rest of you have. And New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021, we were watching a movie that kind of caused us to realize, life is short, and sometimes you just have to go for it, even if the circumstances aren't perfect. So we said, maybe we got to pull the trigger on this RV decision and start looking to see what we can get. If we're going to buy one new, is there going to be a long lead time? If we buy one used, we may have to shop for a while to wait for the right one to come along. So we spent most of the month of January looking for what we want in an RV. And we researched a lot of different brands and styles. Do we want a motorhome? Do we want a travel trailer? What do we really want? We actually bought a motorhome and then had second thoughts on it immediately, buyer's remorse, and backed out on the deal.
Smart move.
and that was a smart move in retrospect, because then we did even more research and we decided we don't want a motorhome, because what we decided we wanted to do was have the ability to go in some back roads and some more rough camping into the woods and that sort of thing, or into the hills, out west where there are no woods. So we wanted something that was a little bit more rugged than you can get in a motorhome, or at least a typical motorhome. So we started shopping for that kind of RV, and we ended up finding a brand. Name of the brand is Outdoors RV, that we felt suited our needs based on what we had read, not only on their website, but many other sources that we were using for research. Facebook pages and, web pages and things like that. And so we decided we liked this brand, and we put on RV Trader, online RV buying and selling site. We put some searches up there on actually 3 different RV buying and selling sites. And one day an RV popped up that was available in Minneapolis, an Outdoors RV, and it looked like it was right in our price range and the size that we had decided that we settled in on. We were trying to do like a not too big, not too small sort of thing. We love each other very much, but we wanted to be able to turn around, and we wanted things like a full bathroom and a walk around bed, because we didn't want to be 75 years old and climbing over a bed to be able to make up the other side of it and things like that. So So anyway, we knew what we wanted. We ended up with having in mind that we wanted something around in the 25-foot range, where 25 feet is sort of the tongue to ladder distance. Outdoors RV typically specs their RVs on the size of the house, the box, and not the more conventional tongue to ladder dimension. So we ended up with a 21-foot box on a 26-foot tongue to ladder dimension, and we said, okay, that'll work. And anyway, we got a notification that this thing had come on the market. We called immediately that evening. We were able to schedule a call with the seller. I think we may have been the second caller. He mentioned that he had one other person to call him before that, and luckily he spoke to us first. And we talked to him about the RV. It was just incredible. One of the things we wanted to do was have a solar system on the RV so that we would be able to, be off-grid for an extended period of time. And he had put a very nice solar system on his trailer. So we decided that this was the right one for us. We gave him a deposit, told him that we'd get our financing together and get back to him. And he turned out to just be the most wonderful guy, because it took us a little longer than we expected for everything to get in order financially. We also agreed to buy his truck, but then once we did the research, we realized that his truck it was probably fine for his purposes, but for us it was not going to be enough of a truck. So he allowed us to back out of that deal. He was very patient with us while we finalized the deal on the RV. So it's actually been a couple of months since we formally purchased it. And we sent him the payment. He sent us the title. We got a New York State title, and so here we are. And the other part of the story is we also had to shop for a truck. So we shopped for a truck. And, Deborah, I think she tells me that throughout her past life, but certainly during the time that I've known her, anytime there's a red truck behind her, she says, "What's this big truck big red truck doing right on my bumper?" And so when we did find a truck, coincidentally, the one that worked out exactly to our needs turned out to be red. So we bought the truck. We bought a topper. Here, that's what they call it out west. Here on the East Coast, they call it a cat. But we bought a topper to go on the truck. And we configured it with a cool bed slide and toolboxes and everything that we think we're going to need in the truck. We did tons of research on what kinds of accessories and equipment we were going to need to be able to maintain our truck and our travel trailer while we're on the road. And so here we are, all set up in our truck, and we are on the eve of departing for Minneapolis to pick up the trailer.
1,000 miles away.
More like 1,200.
1,200 miles away.
And so we have a whole plan. We joined Harvest Hosts and Boondockers Welcome, which are apps that allow you to find places that you can stay that don't have hookups and are very inexpensive or free. So we're going to be traveling without having any kind of hookups on the way home and testing out how we do with that. So anyway, this big red truck that we got, we decided his name is very masculine truck. This is not the kind of vehicle you would give a female name, although that I know is kind of traditional. But this is a very masculine truck, so we decided to call him Bart, and that stands for Big Awesome Red Truck. And so
you almost got that right, but we won't say the other version.
that's Bart. And then we've been married for 8.5 years now. We've been a couple for 10 years, actually, almost to the day, because tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of the day that my wife took me out for dinner and she asked me to go study. So we've been officially a couple for exactly 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been a very blissful relationship that we've had. Of course, any life that, life has bumps in the road. We know that. And in our blissful relationship, we have gotten over many, many bumps in the road of our lives, and remained blissful throughout it. And I'm sure that, from everything I've read about RVing, travel trailers get bumped around a lot on the roads, especially when you go on rough roads. Things rattle and come loose and break, and there's going to be stuff that breaks and needs to be maintained, and most likely at the most inconvenient time and the most inconvenient weather. So we're fully prepared, at least emotionally, and I think in terms of tools and equipment.
Oh, definitely.
For dealing with anything that we can at least imagine might happen based on our research and our extrapolation from that research. Anyway, so we know that we're going to have some challenging experiences as we some adventures as we go through this, but we are sure that we are going to remain blissful throughout it. So we named our travel trailer that we have yet to meet. So I hope this is a good name for her, but we named her Bliss.
That's right.
So Bart's the truck and Bliss is the trailer, and they will meet and hopefully have a conjugal visit, and and everything will fit well
together.
So that's our story. That's the background on our tale, and maybe we'll make a quick video in the morning as we depart, and we're going to try to set up a blog. We haven't quite gotten that taken care of yet, but hopefully we'll post this video on a blog, and anyone, family and friends that are interested in following us, and anyone else that's interested in the RV lifestyle, will be able to follow on our little adventures or tales with Bart and Bliss. All right, good night now.